So I wanted to make a video on why people are protesting, and it's because we love this country, and that's why we're here. When people see something that threatens the freedoms and values we all rely on, staying silent isn't loyalty, it's neglect. And loving your country means standing up for it, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when powerful people call you names for doing it. Mike Johnson and others keep saying the No Kings protest is about people who hate America, but actually think about it. If you truly hated this country, would you be out here fighting to protect it? Would you spend your time organizing and educating and marching to defend democracy? Of course not. You'd be doing everything you could to tear it down. And that's exactly what we're seeing from the people making those accusations. Let's break it down with something simple. Think about your neighbor. If you love your neighbor, you look out for them, you keep an eye on their house when they're gone, maybe mow their lawn when they're sick, or grab their mail if it's piling up. That's care. It's work, but it's love. If you hate your neighbor, you call the cops on them for every little thing. You report them to the city for having weeds. You do everything in your power to make their life miserable to drive them away. Both are acts of attention, but one protects the community, the other poisons it. Now look at what the Republican leadership has been doing. It's not love for this country. It's sabotage disguised as patriotism. So one example of how the Republicans are sabotaging the country is what they are doing to the CDC, the agency that keeps us safe from outbreaks and pandemics. The CDC just went through mass firings, and entire divisions like the vaccine policy, disease surveillance, and the Epidemic Intelligence Service were gutted during the government shutdown. You don't strengthen America by kneecapping its disease response system. You don't make America great by firing the people who keep kids from dying of preventable diseases. That's not patriotism. That's self-inflicted harm. Another example is how the Republican budget proposal for 2026 cuts funding for schools serving low-income students, special education programs, and even mental health support in schools. If you want to destroy a country, start by making it harder for kids to learn, for teachers to stay, and for struggling students to get help. That's not protecting our future. That's guaranteeing ignorance. And that's the one thing Republicans rely on the most: lack of education, so people don't know when or how they need to fight back. Undermining humanitarian efforts is another way the Republicans are trying to destroy this country. The U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, brings food, clean water, and medical care to disaster zones. They had over 80% of their programs shut down or frozen in just weeks under this administration. These are programs that build global stability and prevent conflict before it reaches our shores. Cutting them doesn't make America stronger. It isolates us, makes the world more dangerous, and abandons the very values we claim to stand for. Final example of how the Republicans are trying to destroy our country is their gutting of health and safety programs at home. They're slashing funding for the National Institutes of Health and other agencies that research cures for cancer, heart disease, and mental illness. They've even proposed eliminating entire research bodies that help hospitals reduce medical errors. That's not fiscal responsibility. That's taking a wrecking ball to the systems that literally help keep Americans alive. So when Mike Johnson or Trump or anyone else says we hate the country, look at who's actually doing the damage. They're dismantling the safeguards that make America worth fighting for. They're attacking education, health, safety, and compassion, the very foundations of a strong nation. We're the ones out here saying no more kings, no more leaders who think they're above the law, no more power grabs dressed up as patriotism. Caring for this country means calling out corruption. It means demanding accountability. It means standing shoulder to shoulder with your neighbors, even the ones who disagree with you, to make sure this place stays free, fair, and livable for everyone. That's what real love of country looks like, and that's why we protest. No crowns, no kings. Power belongs to the people.